Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be all about new Lisa Eldridge products. We have an entire brand new liquid shadow slash eyeshadow primer formula, and I have all 5 shades to share with you today, as well as a brand new eyeshadow palette. I am absolutely beside myself to share all of my thoughts and share all these wonderful products with you today. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have been in possession of these products. Thank you so much to Lisa Eldridge for sending them to me a few days ago. So I got to try everything and get my thoughts all together before I shared them with you, which is always a blessing, so that I know exactly how I feel about them and I can kind of talk you through my thoughts as we go. So let's start off with these liquid silk eyeshadows. So these are described by Lisa as a lid smoothing, soft focus matte liquid eyeshadow in a long wearing, silky and ridiculously easy to blend texture. I love the sound of this already. So these have been designed by Lisa to be a very easy sort of one and done, on the go, no makeup solution or an eyeshadow primer. They are available in 5 shades and they will set you back £26 or $37. Let's take a closer look at all these glorious shades. So here is the packaging. Absolutely stunning, very similar to her liquid lurex shadows, except you can see the product inside is what looks very different. So these are obviously very shimmery, very sparkly, and then the new silks look very beautiful and matte. We have exactly the same style of doe foot as with her liquid lurex. And kicking us off with swatches, this is Phoebe, which is a warm light caramel. Next up we have Talia, which is a deep rosewood. Next we have Irene, which is a neutral peachy beige. Next we have Ione, which is a cool mauve grey. Just tidied up that terrible swatch there. That is a stunning shadow, isn't it? And lastly we have Gaia, which is a deep golden brown. And here they are all together. So again we have Phoebe at the top, Talia, Irene, Ione and Gaia. And they are, as you see with the top shade Phoebe, that is as it has dried down. I will show you them once they're sort of fully dried down, because they do dry matte, but as you can kind of see, they don't dry down in seconds. They take a little bit of time, which is just perfect, because once these dry down, they do not budge, they do not crease, they do not smudge. They are there, perfect for the rest of the day. I've tested these out on long, arduous days when it's humid, when it's warm, when it's been raining, and all of the above, and they do not budge, but they don't dry down so quickly that you're sort of panicking, and then they don't blend out very well either. You can see here the top couple of shades have just about dried down now, and then these on the bottom are still drying down, so you've got that couple of minutes, plenty of time to blend before they start drying down and setting, and then they're in place. So you don't have to panic, you don't have to do one eye at a time. They're very easy to work with, and I absolutely love that for us. Next, let's take a quick look at this new eyeshadow palette. This is the Colour Story Fawn. Shares its name with one of my all-time favorite matte lipsticks. And Lisa tells us that Fawn is your essential natural palette for defining and sculpting to elevate your everyday look. Ultra flattering, seamless, matte, neutrals that don't lean too warm or too cool, with additional pops of shimmer in understated tones. This will set you back £49 or $62. Let's take a close-up look at her. That stunning Lisa Eldridge packaging. I just love her eyeshadow packaging. And very handily on the back we have all of the shade names and these pinholes, because all of Lisa's shadows you can mix and match and pop them in and out of other palettes. And here she is. Is she not delightful. I wanted to show you this new Fawn palette next door to Vega. Vega, don't judge her, okay? She's very well used and loved, okay? Look at the absolute state of her. But if that's not a sign of a great eyeshadow palette that she's been so beaten to death by her owner, I don't know what is. So here they are side by side. As you can see, Vega is the much more heavily used palette, and then here we have Fawn. So both are sort of, you know, neutrals palette, but you can see that Fawn does lean much more neutral, and then Vega is much more cool leaning. Perfect companion palettes, I would say, but I think for my personal taste, particularly in summer, Fawn is a bit more sort of easier, softer for daytime. I absolutely love Vega, as you can tell, in winter especially, but it does feel like more of an evening because it is that cooler tones for me and just my preferences. This is the perfect everyday office, soft, easy peasy eyeshadow palette. Let's have a look at some swatches. So first up we have Burnt Clove, which is a dark blackened brown in the Seamless Matte formula. Then we have Supernaturally, which is a seamless matte in a soft brown shade. Then we have White Tie, which is a sparkling light champagne in the Luminous formula. Next we have Upper West Side, which is a neutral beigey taupe in the Velvet formula. Debutante, which is a satin duochrome, and that is a delicate warm peachy pink. And lastly we have Dorian, which is a rich chocolate in the Luster formula. And there we have that new Fawn palette. Okay, so now that these liquid silk shadows have had a few minutes to like dry down and set, I want to show you how budge proof they are. I'm really scrubbing now to get them off. Okay. Now, don't worry, they do come off when you use like a makeup remover on your eyes actually very easily, but as you can see, I'm still going, we've still got some. They are very, very long wearing, budge proof, life proof. You get them into position, that's where they're going to stay all day long, beautifully set, which is another reason why they make such an excellent eyeshadow primer, because if your eyeshadow primer is staying completely still and set, your eyeshadows are going to have a much better chance at staying attached to that primer and staying in place. Again, no creasing, no moving, no budging, no smudging, no fading throughout the day. So depending on which shade you use, you might use one of these as a sort of really soft everyday, just a little bit of something on the eye. I have used them a few times. My favorite is Talia, just to do on the lid and just the softest wash when I'm in a hurry and you don't need anything else. And they're so flattering on textured eyes. These are going to be a game changer for mature lids, for crepey lids, for hooded lids like mine. They're not going to crease, they're not going to move about. Perfect for more mature eyes. So let's have a little look at all of these products in action. So when it comes to sort of using these liquid silks as like an eyeshadow base, I can use either of the two shades, Phoebe or Irene. Either of these work nicely with my skin tone. I think today I'm going to use Irene, and I'm going to show you how flipping easy these are. If you're not new here, then you will know I am not a liquid fan, and I am never an eyeshadow primer girl. I always commit the cardinal sin of using a concealer and setting with powder for my eyeshadow base, because I find it hard to use eyeshadow primers. I find it hard to get along with them. I find them tricky to blend into, and these have completely changed the game for me. So you see I've done that whole eye and I've still got plenty of time. This side has not set down yet at all. It's still completely malleable. I'm still able to blend it like a dream, like literally nothing, no effort. Do you see how easy that is? And they're so flipping light. They don't feel like you've got anything on your eyes, and that's another thing I don't typically like about eyeshadow primers or liquid shadows in general is that they feel a bit heavy. Once they dry down and set, it feels like your lid has got a bit stiff. Is that just me? But these feel completely weightless. Like they quite literally feel like you have absolutely nothing on your eye. They feel completely like nothing. I'm just scraping the dough foot off into the tube because you need the tiniest amount of this. But this wand, you have that really sharp edge there. Perfect for doing your lower lash line if you want to smoke it out a little. Easy as anything. I was definitely over blending on my upper lid because in my mind I think it needs it. I keep thinking, oh, I need to do more blending there because it can't be done. You know, I've literally done nothing, so it can't be done. I need to do a bit more surely. And no, it basically blends itself. It's so easy, it's so quick. And these sort of on the go type of things I know are so great. You know, if you're working 9 to 5 in the office, you've got 5 minutes to get ready, or some of us used to get ready at our desks because you've been to the gym before work. Is that just me? Perfect solution. Literally, you wouldn't even need a brush. You could absolutely blend these out with a finger and just have a little bit of something, you know, for the day. But of course, these do also make the perfect primer for eyeshadow as well. Now, this has just been applied and I'm feeling a slight bit of tack still, but really not much. Again, they don't feel sticky and tacky like so many eyeshadow primers, which I love. But do you see on my 40-year-old eyeballs how smooth and flattering these look? They literally look like silk. Silk is the perfect name for these eyeshadows because they're so smooth, and I do have some crepiness setting in on my mobile lid, okay, believe it or not. Doesn't look like it right now, but these are so flattering for more mature lids. So smooth and soft focus. The blurring effect is like nothing I've ever seen before with these. So let's have a little go with this eyeshadow palette. I mean, this is just the perfect everyday. I love this just in the crease and nothing else for like every day. I'm going to use my Sonia G Holiday fluffy brush. The other thing I like about this, because this is that velvet formula, again, it just glides across the skin and you don't need to sort of learn to use an eyeshadow primer. I am useless at them. If you've ever seen a video of me using an eyeshadow primer before, I'm so sorry, I just can't. That's why I stick to my concealer set with powder, because when it's a little bit tacky, I just don't know what to do with myself. But I found with these, I don't need to do anything special. I slightly tap rather than going straight into blending first, just to get a bit of a powder layer down. But it really does not make the blending any more difficult than blending into a powder. It's just effortless. I know a lot of you with more mature lids have said to me before, you don't like shimmer because, you know, it's not a mature eyelids friend. So these on the go, one and done shadow is just going to be perfect for mature lids. And I know these are going to be a real game changer if you have crepier lids. So next I'm going to dip a little bit into this shadow at the top and a little blue in there. This is my Sonia G T5. I'm just going to slightly smoke up that crease. As Lisa said, these are just perfectly neutral. They're not sort of super warm, but they're not too cool either. They're perfect neutrals, right down the middle, which, as much as shadows often call themselves neutral, is actually really hard to find. This primer is so easy to blend into. It literally feels like I'm blending into a powder. Now that it's set down, it's such a soft, effortless blending experience. which is really surprising because when I received these, I was a bit scared of them, like I always am when it's sort of something a little outside of my comfort zone, outside of what I usually use. I'm terrified. But I needn't have been. They're so easy. Even for me, when you guys know I'm not a great blender, I'm certainly not good with liquid eyeshadows, and I'm absolutely horrid with eyeshadow primer. Even I can manage to use them beautifully. This palette is a great day to nighttime transition as well. You know, you can do a very small amount for the daytime and then just whack one of the shimmers on the lid and you're ready to party. If anyone does that anymore. No, I don't. So next I'm going with my Sonia G T2 and this duochrome shade, which I love because it's a softer duochrome. It's not like an insane seen from space duochrome. It's got impact, don't get me wrong, but it's not sort of filled or packed with shimmer. It's still a little bit softer, a little bit more mature, skin friendly. I feel like all of Lisa's products have a real consideration to more mature skin, more mature eyelids, and they just really do us a lot of favors. You know, if you're over 21, these products are really going to make you feel like you are in fact under 21. Okay, so pretty as it sort of catches the light. It kind of flits back and forth, goes a little pinkier in certain lights and certain angles, a little peachier the other direction. Very exciting. And then I'm going to use my Rephr 21 and this very exciting sparkly little shadow over here. By the way, if you're wondering why I keep looking over here, my mirror is over here, okay? I'm not ignoring you, I promise. So rude of me. See that? Even though that shadow is so sparkly, you really don't get like any fallout from it. I don't know how she does it, but I wish she could tell the others. You know, what I really find about Lisa's more shimmery shadows is that you can get as much sort of punch and impact out of them as you like, but they do start off very soft and forgiving, and then you can really build them up as intensely as you like, which is ideal because it just makes it all the more versatile. And then I'm going to use my T3 chunky little pencil brush from Sonia and that shadow underneath the eye. Okay, and here we have Fawn before mascara, the look that I've done today. So pretty, and while it is a bit more, you know, amped up than kind of my typical everyday, because I wanted to use lots of shadows and show you them all in action today, still so wearable and not frightening. So pretty, so flattering. Can you see how smooth my lids still are because of that base as well? Delightful. Let me go in with some of the new Charlotte Tilbury Exaggereyes mascara. I am getting my review ready for you. I've got a lot of catching up to do, okay? I've missed out on a lot while I've been on holiday, so let me show you at least what it looks like. Okay, and here is the final look with a coat of the new Charlotte Tilbury mascara. Just one coat for today, but such a pretty, natural, wearable palette. Perfect for every day, really versatile. You know, you really can do just as much or as little as you would like with this. You can just go in with something like a little bit of this, maybe a hint of one of the shimmers just patted on the center of the lid would be beautiful day to day in the office. It's very usable, very wearable, very easy going. Put shades together, very beginner friendly, and like with all of Lisa's eyeshadows, very mature skin friendly as well. And as for these silky little numbers, these for me are such a game changer, particularly for mature lids, crepier lids, or just eyelids that aren't perfectly smooth, that have some texture, some life. They might move about a little more than we would love them to while we're applying products. Maybe you have super oily lids, maybe everything just moves about throughout the day, but you still want something that's easy, that's quick, that's on the go, that you can travel with really easily without fear of it smashing to smithereens. These, I feel like they really tick a box and they fill a gap that we really needed and just works beautifully. They are the highlights for me are, one, how smooth and silky my eyelids look when I'm using these, two, how easy they are to use, and three, how perfect they stay all day long. She's absolutely nailed the formula in here. It's so easy to work with, so easy to blend, and it looks and feels like nothing. In fact, it looks better than nothing because my lids look smoother than they did before I put it on, which is a rarity in this house, okay? So there you have it. Those are all of my thoughts and experiences with these new products from Lisa. I am so impressed. I'm loving them. I will, of course, keep on trying them, to keep on testing them, keep on sharing looks and things with these products over on my Instagram and here on YouTube. I will give you, these will be in my September roundup now because they arrived in the month of September. So my August roundup is coming up soon. Okay, I'm still trying to catch up. But I will give you some more thoughts in my September roundup if anything changes. But like I said, I have been using these for a good few days now and I'm in love. Okay, I never thought I'd be happily using an eyeshadow primer, like unless I was forced against my will, but I am actually willingly using these and really enjoying them, and also really loving them as a sort of one and done on the go as well. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.